dangerous really is Diddy? Now, he's been denied bail twice, we know, by two different judges. This week, his legal team, by the way, submitted a notice of appeal to the U.S. District Court trying to reverse those rulings and get him out.
So, word on the street is that Diddy got under the skin of the judge big time in a recent hearing. You know his attitude towards the huge indictment? He still plays the role of an innocent person despite hundreds of new USA lawsuits against him. Can you imagine the audacity of this man behaving in court like it's all not for real? People who come to hearings are saying he suddenly started to act all high and mighty, like the rules don't apply to him. But you gotta wonder if Diddy just digging himself a deeper hole with this attitude, because the judge reportedly had enough of his performance and had to remind that they're there to play any games. And the allegations against the disgraced producer still stand.
That it was going on openly in front of other people.
But it looks like Diddy needs to change his attitude because he doesn't know what kind of new legal storm is coming to get him. Recently, Tupac's family made a statement revealing they're looking into Diddy's past and trying to connect him to the rap legend's demise. So maybe the court drama wouldn't end so fast for Diddy. And speaking of court, his case just got reassigned to another judge. No one's even saying why they keep switching judges, which is super suspicious, but it may do Diddy and his defense team a huge favor. Some folks are saying there's definitely more going on behind the scenes than we know. At least now, Diddy can seek bail for the third time. He's got denied twice, and even since his arrest that happened September 16 remains behind bars under constant watch because he may allegedly pull the Epstein trick in his cell.
Situation that obviously the jail officials do not want.
And apparently, Diddy is using his position to get back and breathe in the air of freedom because how else you can explain all these suspicious switches? Also, the music mogul claims he's innocent, and the whole federal case is kind of fabricated to tarnish his good name. As his attorney stated, he is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. And let me tell you, his defense teams is like the biggest shark in the legal sea, and they're working off every cent Diddy pays them. They're already pointing out issues in that 14-page indictment and keep trying to get him out on bail again and again.
Diddy is not giving up, even before he gets to the trial, he's not giving up on trying to get out of jail.
But folks, it's not like Diddy's case is similar to R. Kelly. It's way worse, and the charges against Way go beyond the intimate mistreatment of certain individuals. Prosecutors have said they have interviewed over 50 victims and witnesses in the case, and there will be more people coming forward, especially if Diddy remains behind the bars. I will be very curious, especially since he's being held without bail, if that gives other survivors the courage to come forward. So, yeah, looks like Diddy's in for a wild ride with the law, but it doesn't mean he's lost his attitude, even facing the horrible allegations and the possibility to end up in jail for the rest of his days. He's acting up thinking he's above the law and everyone in the courtroom, and that's probably because he's aware of something good for him brewing outside the jailhouse.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff.
It may just happen that Diddy plans to pay his way to freedom, just like he did with Cassie. Remember how he managed to settle the horrific lawsuit she filed against him in just one day? It certainly gave him enough confidence to act like he owns everyone and every single person has a price. And folks, the activities happening behind the scenes are going to be shocking for you. Apparently, the majority of Diddy's accomplices already tamper with evidence and pay off victims. There's even talk about potential threats, and from what it looks like, Diddy's puppets might be doing too much behind the scenes.
That, hey, there are other people involved, and he said, we are not done with the investigation.
Well, from it looks like, Diddy still has enough influence even behind the bars. And of course, he's confident of his release sooner or later, once the dirty job behind the scenes is over. Folks on social media can't hold their opinions on this man. As one person commented, Diddy is a monster and a devil who took advantage of so many young innocent. And another user added, he is a monster. He needs to stay in jail all time. And now, breaking news, folks. According to the latest reports, Diddy's putting together some kind of all-star legal dream team to try and get himself out of this mess. It's his third attempt to get released on bail, and this one may be successful. According to these new court docs, Diddy's lawyers are pushing hard to appeal that last denial.
Look, I mean, they're going to bring lawyers in. That's totally expected.
Right. Diddy's so adamant to get out that he recently added 2 more attorneys to the squad, Anthony Rico and Alexander Shapiro. These lawyers have major clout. Rico's known as one of the best trial lawyers in the country, and Shapiro is apparently a superstar when it comes to appeals. Diddy's had enough of this game, and he desperately wants to be out. Now, this new legal team is trying to convince the judge that Diddy's not a flight risk, and that he'll play nice while awaiting trial. The last time, his legal team offered a huge bail package, which included a $50 million bond secured by his $48 million bond secured by his $48 million Miami mansion and his mother's home. But the prosecutors weren't feeling it. In their statement, they mentioned if released, he remains a serious risk of flight despite the conditions offered by his counsel. Most glaringly, the defendant also poses a significant risk of obstructing justice. But it's no wonder why Diddy wants to get out as soon as possible. The allegations and lawsuits against him pop up with each new day. It's like they're opening Pandora's box, and every time they dig deeper, more dirt comes spilling out. And soon, it may be too late for him to even dare for freedom.
Scope and complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from, it's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that.
But Diddy's not just facing one case. In addition to the federal case full of details of his racketeering, intimate mistreatment, physical mistreatment, trafficking, and a bunch of other federal offenses, this man has over 100 lawsuits stacked against him. The accusations are piling up, and it's becoming one of the biggest legal battles in entertainment history. And get this, the mess keeps getting worse. One lady lawyer just announced plans to file even more lawsuits, accusing Diddy of violent essay and substance-fueled mistreatment of a very well-known celebrity.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Attorney Ariel Mitchell, Kid, who represented one of Scene Diddy Combs' list accusers, claims she's been told about the existence of 3 intimate tapes featuring the disgraced music mogul and 3 other celebs. The individuals who contacted me purported to have 3 different tapes with 3 different celebrities, including Diddy, and then a 4th celebrity without Diddy, but in a compromising situation with someone. She didn't not disclose any of the names of those mistreated A-listers. However, it's been widely reportedly that an explicit video containing a star even more high profile than Diddy is being shopped around.
Already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
According to Mitchell, this high-profile client has been dealing with this trauma for a while, searching for a lawyer who'd actually take the case seriously. Apparently, despite Diddy being securely locked behind the bars, the air is still filled with fear of what he may do to them once he's out. As once unnamed source claimed, Diddy's so powerful and capable of a lot, which also means that the entire Tinseltown is aware that his release is already in motion, and Diddy's defense team just needs more time to find a breach in the legal wall that separates him from the freedom. Of course, the condition he's living in now are far away from that level of luxury he got used to.
Terrible. The food is terrible. Of course, the inmates are terrible. The guards are terrible. The conditions are terrible.
And if you were paying attention to the case, you may have missed all the movements behind the scenes, but it's not like Diddy would reveal what he's up to. As one industry insider revealed, he's incredibly smart. He knows a lot of people, and he's helped a lot of people, so a lot of people owe him. He knows that. From what it looks like, it's Diddy's time in need, and he came to collect the debts from everyone who owed him. And folks, these are not just some ordinary celebs. I'm talking about the powerful execs and those who hold the entire showbiz on a tight leash, whose aim now to help him get out of jail. And many folks believe that this certainly allows him to behave with the full audacity in front of the judge and even make bold moves to avoid the justice hammer to hit him hard. As one person wrote, he acts like he does because he feels he is above the law and thinks he is above the law and thinks he is a god. And another user added, Diddy is acting cocky because in his mind he will get out. It may look that Diddy hasn't lost his hope of getting out of this legal unscathed, and apparently he's showing the legal system who's the boss. But what do you think about this, folks? Will Diddy buy his way out? And does he really have enough influence to dodge all the bullets? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.